I was talking to this guy the other day in his 40s, runs a successful business, sharp on paper, makes 7 figures plus. But his life at home was falling apart. Wife checked out emotionally, kids keep their distance, and underneath the polished exterior, he feels like he's dying. You can see it, rage that lives under his skin. The shame that he's constantly trying to outwork. And every time we got close to the truth, he would throw out this, I know I should be more patient. I know I should be more present. I know I should work out more often. I know I should want more sex with my wife. But you could feel it. Those weren't convictions in his life. They were more like apologies, cover-ups. The word should, let me tell you, it's a poison. It's a quiet permission slip for mediocrity. Because you only follow your shoulds when it's easy, when it's convenient, when no one's triggered your inner storm. But when life presses in, when your nervous system goes haywire, when your trauma gets poked, when your wife looks at you with those eyes that say, you don't get me, you fold. You don't show up. And then you guilt yourself afterward thinking that that's going to change something. You just should all over yourself. You don't need more shoulds. You need some musts. You see, people who are extraordinary at something, their marriage, their parenting, their business, their inner peace, they're not superhuman. They've just decided that what they want is non-negotiable. They don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait until their calendar clears or the stars align. It's just who they are. It's their standard. And standards shape your destiny. Most of us have hidden beliefs that are sabotaging our standards. Like the man that I mentioned, he had this buried belief that if he got too successful, he was going to outshine his dad, make him feel small in some way. So every time he would start rising, he would unconsciously blow it up. He would create chaos or pick a fight or sabotage his wins. You guys, this isn't random. It's a story, one that he didn't even know he was living in. And that's the part that kills us silently. It's not our goals that we fail at. It's the invisible walls that we never realize we're living inside. So, do you want to lead your life? You want to actually build something that's unshakable? You need to measure where your standards are. Not just talk about them, actually measure them. And as far as I'm concerned, there are 4 levels. And you need to get honest about where you really live, not where you pretend to. Now, the first level, that standard is poor. You've got poor standards. You do poor work in your relationship, in your fatherhood, in your body. You just tolerate. You make excuses. Maybe you tell yourself that you're just wired like this, that this is just the way I am. It's hereditary. But here's the thing. The world has changed. Used to be that you could do a poor job and still survive. But today, you do a poor job at work, you get fired. You do a poor job as a dad, your kids grow up and they never call you again. You do a poor job in your marriage, your wife checks out emotionally for years before you even notice. And that's the pain that the modern world lives in. It exposes every hidden standard. And then we've got good. Most men camp out here in this good standard, being a good guy, a good provider, a good enough father, a good enough listener. Good sounds noble. It sounds responsible. But good is a lie. In today's world, good gets you nothing. You do a good job at work, you get passed up. You do a good job in your marriage, your wife eventually gives her emotional energy to someone else. Maybe not physically, but energetically, she's already gone. And I know this stinks. I get stopped by guys all the time telling me, I'm a good man. Why did she leave me? And the truth is painful. It's because you're good. That's no longer enough. Good does not lead your family. Good does not heal generational pain. Good does not wake up at 4 a.m. to regulate your nervous system before your kids wake up screaming. Good reacts. Good waits. Good falls apart under pressure. And when good stops working, most men either collapse or they rise. Some make the jump to the next level. Excellent. You guys, the third level is excellent. And this is where things really start to change. You don't tolerate loose ends. You don't leave conversations unresolved. You don't go to bed disconnected. You become consistent. Discipline shows up when motivation doesn't. When you have the standard of excellent, you begin to feel power. But even then, you guys, in today's world, excellent only earns you good rewards. Isn't that wild? Like, you can be excellent. You can wake up early, go to the gym, nail it at work, be there for your family, and still feel like it's not enough. Because it's really not. Not for the life that you say you want. If you're living at excellent, but the outcome still feels off, here's what's happening. The gap between your output and your alignment is real. You are performing, but not embodying. You're doing what good men do, but you're not being who you were made to be. So that fourth level, the one that changes fucking everything, is outstanding. Outstanding is not a skill set. It's a spiritual commitment. It's the decision to be unmistakable, to show up in a way that even your shadow respects. Outstanding means you don't stop when it hurts. You lean in. When your wife goes cold, you don't collapse or chase, you anchor. When your kid screams, I hate you, you stay calm and you hold your ground. When your inner critic starts coming up and says you're not enough, you lead that part of yourself. It's a tiny shift, not a giant leap. That's what most people don't get. The difference between excellent and outstanding, it's not miles, it's millimeters. It's doing the one last rep when your body says no. It's speaking the truth when your ego wants to run. It's owning the hard conversation when your nervous system is screaming to avoid it. Think about it. In the Olympics, the gold medalist wins by milliseconds. But what do they get? Everything. All the endorsements, the status, the legacy. The guy who came in fourth, no one even remembers his name. You guys, life's not fair, but it is exact. And that is good news. It's outstanding news. Because it means if you want all of it, the love, the peace, the sex, the connection, the intimacy, then you have to choose a higher standard. So I'll ask you, where are you living right now? Honestly, in your marriage, poor, good, excellent, or outstanding? With your kids, are you present or are you just there? With your body, your bank account, your integrity, what's the standard you're actually holding? You don't get what you want, you get what you tolerate. And most of the time, what you tolerate has roots in your pain. A boy who never felt good enough becomes a man obsessed with being good, but never powerful. A kid who watched his parents fight over money becomes a man who hoards, avoids, or overspends to numb his emotional connection to money. A child who was never held when they cried becomes a father who can't hold space for his own kids' pain. And this isn't a behavior problem. This is a wound problem. And wounds, they drive your standards. Now, are you going to elevate? Because the filter that you're looking through is cracked. It's full of shame, guilt, and unworthiness. And that's why the solution isn't more information, it's transformation. Emotional mastery, nervous system regulation. Rewiring old beliefs that tell you you're not enough. And that's the work. That's what we do inside of my world. I walk my clients through this step by step. And if you want to walk it too, there's a link in the description. You can book a free call with me. You can join my Inner Circle program. I'll show you the exact process that I take my private clients through. The same process that saved marriages, healed childhood trauma, and brought peace to men who hadn't felt calm in decades. Because here's the truth. Emotions are the language of the universe. You will continue to attract what you inherently feel, not what you think. So if your inner world is still holding rage, guilt, and shame, panic, or numbness, that is what life is going to mirror back to you. You don't need to chase the life that you want. You need to become the man who already lives it. That man isn't more talented than you. He's just more integrated. He has faced what you are still avoiding. And I know it hurts. I know the thought of going into your childhood feels terrifying. But that little boy inside you, he holds all of the keys. He's not your weakness. He's your access to power. In the moment you make the invisible visible, the moment you feel what you've been running from, creation's going to move. Doors are going to open. Calm will return. Love will rush in. But you've got to go first. So decide. Don't settle. Don't lie to yourself and say that this is just how I am. That's not who you are. That's who you became to survive. That's who you became because you thought that's what the world wanted you to be. It's time to dig yourself out of the rubble, to remove what blocks your power, to find that 1 millimeter shift that changes everything. You guys, you can have reasons or you can have results, but you don't get both. So what's it going to be?